Welcome to InsightSupport.com's Tech A video analysis, where we analyze the main indices, the CAC 40, Dow Jones, FTSE, DAX, Nikkei, and the Nasdaq. And we look out over the next week, over this coming week, and we look at some interesting points and try to analyze where the charts are going. The date today of this analysis is the 14th of January 2008. So we start off with the CAC. As we can see, with the CAC, it's reaching a very strong point of support, probably one of the key supports over the last few months or so. So there's a very strong chance of it bouncing from this point. The bounce could only go as far as around about 450 initially, so we could expect a consolidation within this range. By a bounce, I mean a price line or a price candle such as these hitting a support and bouncing back up, and usually to the nearest and the next weakest resistance. So with the CAC, we can expect a consolidation within this range. This being the support, that being the resistance. So you can expect the consolidation within that, and a relatively small bounce, possibly up to this line here. If it breaks that, if it breaches that within the next few days, we can expect a further retrace or a further bearish move in the market down to around about 5250. But given the intraday moves which we look at the moment, we can see that it's been relatively bullish today. So we can expect a relatively small bounce within this range and then consolidating within that range within the short term. Moving now on to the DAX. The DAX broke the support at 7800, which is not too bad considering that we do have a support generated by the top of that bearish move just there. The only thing that is causing a bit of concern is that there's a doji candle, a very thin candle, but it's actually breaking the price line. And also, if we look at the intraday data, market opened at 7710, is now at 7750. But if we go back, 7710 and 7750 are within this range. So we're talking a bearish move, bearish candle with the DAX within this range. So similar in some respects to the CAC, where we can expect a consolidation. It's going to be a tight consolidation, and if we look over the chart, we can see that it does tend to stay in consolidations like these for about a week, so we can expect that to last at least 4 or 5 days. Moving now on to the Dow. Dow's reached a strong support. We're likely to see some very strong bullish moves from this current position, but within the current market conditions, it's likely to land within the range of either this resistance or the upper resistance. Looking at the intraday data, we can see that it is within the sort of the lower part of that range. So we can expect some consolidation once again with the Dow. Dow tends not to consolidate for too long. Certainly not tight consolidation, so we can expect this sort of being a confirmation of support at around about 12,500, but there being an upper point of resistance, an upper resistance at around about 12,800 to around about 12,850 to 12,900, possibly higher, but certainly where this line is. And I can tell you where that line is. It's roughly, let me see. No, it's not going to tell me. Thought it was going to tell me if I hovered over the line there. So yeah, with the Dow, we're likely to see a consolidation within the next few days within this range here, certainly within the upper part of this range. Moving now on to the FTSE. We can see with the FTSE that there's a support and a lower support and an even lower support. If we get a breakthrough within this resistance, it's not going to be good news, because then we're looking at around about 6100, and there's a chance that it could fall even further down to 5900. At the moment, as the market lies, it's at around about 6235 rather. So we can see that. So that puts us with the support pretty much being confirmed at the moment. That would lead us up to an upper range of around about 6350. So we can almost expect a consolidation, certainly within this range. Any strong swings upward are not likely at the moment. I think we're likely to see lots of consolidation within the markets with many of these indices this week. The Nasdaq is hunting for support at around about 1900. It is finding it, but it's struggling to keep above that. Current market conditions show for the Nasdaq it's around about 1950. So we can certainly expect more consolidation, as much like many of the others within this range, between 1900 and 2000. Finally, looking at the NIC, key point been broken at 14500. The next support, if we look just there, draw a line across, it's broken, or looks to be reaching that one around about 1400 is the next real support. So there's a very strong chance of it reaching that, but there's also a very strong chance of it breaking that, considering that it's broken many of the supports over the last sort of few months or so. But this being probably one of the strongest and latest resistances. If it manages to break 1400, then we're looking at even further down at various points. If I can get these lines to work. So there's many points there. 1400, then around about 14800, then around about 13300, 400. So there's plenty of points there, maybe even 13200. So there's plenty of points there, as we can see in the whole of the chart, where there's likely to be points of support, but they are quite a way down. So that's this week's Tech A video analysis on the 14th of January 2008, Monday. Be back next week with another video. Be sure to check out the charts over this coming week. There's likelihood of strong consolidation throughout most of the markets within the indices, certainly, and these of course reflect within the key players within the sectors for each of those indices as well. So you can sort of see basically the point of indices, as we all know, is it's just like for instance, FTSE 100 would be UK PLC. It's like an overview of the top 100 companies. So it gives us a good barometer as to what's going on. So we'll be coming back next Monday with another video. Okay, see you then.